Hi, and welcome to your University of Business Success. I'm Rebel Brown, I'm your dean, and thanks to the folks at Better World, I'm here to share my proven techniques for business success with you and your business. Now, today we're going to talk about zero gravity success. We're going to profile companies that are thriving in today's economy. I know if you listen to the news anchors and everything, you'll hear a great impression of Eeyore. Business is bad, nobody's winning. Well, I'm here to tell you that's just not true. All around us, businesses are thriving. Why? Because they've defied their gravity, their status quo way of thinking and doing, and they found new ways to shift into growth and soar. Let's take a look at them, okay? So, first, I want to remind us all about why our businesses fail. Remember, above all else, gravity is the enemy of growth. Our markets are dynamic and we just don't keep up. We get stuck in the way we've always done it, in what we have believed has been successful in the past, and we allow that past to define our future. And the problem is that as we do that, we lose sight of what's distinct about our value, about our best market opportunities, because they all change. Everything changes around us, and we keep doing things in the same way because it's the way we've always done it. And that is the fastest way to crash and burn in any market. So let's take a look at just a couple of examples that fell from the sky. So first I want to talk about Circuit City and Blockbuster because they have a lot in common. They were both market leaders. They had huge amounts of, they had stores, they were the first in the market. Circuit City was selling appliances, TVs, electronics, all kinds of things before anybody else really got into that space. Blockbuster brought us home movies and videos, right? Well, as the market moved on, both Circuit City and Blockbuster stayed with their successful past. They kept building out physical stores. They didn't move to internet. Even as Amazon started selling electronics, Circuit City was still building out more physical stores, and they hadn't moved to the internet. Even as Netflix was growing leaps and bounds, Blockbuster was still holding on to their physical stores, their late fees, and their traditional way of doing things. Well, you know what? They both failed. Even as they tried to move into the internet world later instead of sooner, Circuit City didn't do it well. They turned down a deal with Apple. Their websites weren't very good. Blockbuster, when they started delivering movies over the internet, it took 2 weeks to get a movie. Neither one of them succeeded in making the shift, and they failed. The same with GM. Although they later defied gravity thanks to our tax dollars, GM was still building gas guzzlers even as hybrids were coming onto the market. When they did launch Saturn, they did it in a way that Saturn was a new event. It didn't use any of this, the cars didn't use any of the same parts, they didn't use the same manufacturing, they didn't have the same showrooms, they didn't have the same management teams. They were doomed to fail because they were isolated as the mainstream of GM kept on selling gas guzzlers. Now, the good news is GM adapted. They're now bringing out fuel-efficient cars, cars that are focused on what buyers want today. But all of these businesses fell from the sky because they held on to the status quo. They got stuck in gravity. So now, remember, successful businesses soar because they consciously and continuously adapt. They're constantly looking for new ways to enhance their distinct value in sync with their markets. And they're also focused on finding optimum leveraged market opportunities today, not based on the past. They minimize their gravity, they focus forward, and they think about and do based on what's real today, not the laurels of their past. And let's look at some zero gravity examples, all right? First, we're going to talk about, now, before I get into that, I want to tell you, these are 3 examples. If you go to my website, and you've got it on the bottom of the slide, I've profiled a number of companies that are zero gravity success. They've succeeded in the new economy because they thought differently. So now, let's look at the hole in the wall bar. Now, the hole in the wall bar belongs to a friend of mine named Joe. Joe had always been the locals bar in Palm Desert, California. But in the high day of Palm Desert, as the tourists started coming in and everything grew, he had over 75 restaurants open within a mile of his business within 2 years. Sorry, within 2 miles of his business. He was freaked out when I met him. He was worried about the competition, their advertising dollars, everything they could do, the fact that he was kind of out of the way in a shopping center. He was focused so much on the competition and their power that he couldn't see his own value. Well, then he listened to a bunch of people in his restaurant who were complaining about the new tourists, the new tourist traps. They didn't want all that. They liked the hole in the wall. They wanted a locals place. And that's when it hit Joe right between the eyes. He could be the best locals bar. He didn't have to compete with all the chains and the big fancy restaurants that had come along. He could do what he'd done forever and do it better. He went out and got suggestions, and he added TVs, he added a salad bar for the wives, and he started doing a community night on Tuesday nights. Every Tuesday night was Give It Back at the Hole, and he donated a percentage of his proceeds to local schools, football teams, cheerleaders, old folks' home, choirs, bands. It didn't matter. On Tuesday nights, the hole was packed with locals supporting locals, and those locals came back time and time again. Change was all around him. Competitors were threatening, but he stopped looking at the competition. He stopped looking at everything else. He focused on his distinct value, on enhancing his distinct value, on looking at his market and not looking at all the other market opportunities that were out there. He focused on doing what he did well, and he soared. Now, here's another example, a company called Quidsi. Now, this is a brand new company that took an idea and skyrocketed it. Quidsi was founded in 2007 by two fathers who were sick and tired of driving around in the middle of the night looking for diapers. They couldn't find what they needed, they couldn't find the right sizes, and they got tired of it. So they decided they'd go buy diapers on the internet. Well, when they went out to look, they couldn't find anybody selling diapers. What do you mean? So they went out and asked questions, and everybody said, oh, you can't do diapers because you can't ship them affordably. And they said, well, what if we can? And hence, Quidsi was born. Quidsi, what if? They went out and they made agreements with shippers, regional shippers, big shippers, 48-hour free delivery guaranteed. They combined the benefits of the internet, meaning they stocked all different kinds of diapers. They had 48-hour free shipping. They had all of the benefits of pricing and costing. And they added the best of a boutique store. They had 24/7 support. People could help with diaper sizes, what people needed. They also sold creams, salves, wipes, you name it. They grew so fast that before you knew it, they were adding in baby gear, baby clothing, etc. And then they listened to their buyers. Their buyers were moms buying diapers, and so they said, well, why don't we found soap.com? As long as mom is buying diapers and baby gear, let's sell her home products with the same internet benefits, pricing, free shipping, etc. And then they added beautybar.com. Let's sell mom perfume and things that make makeup and things for herself as well as for her home and her baby. They were set to do $300 million in 2010. That's right, from 2007 to 2010, $300 million. And instead, they were bought in November of 2010 by Amazon for over $530 million. All because they asked, what if we could ship diapers? Everybody told them they couldn't. The status quo belief was you can't because we've tried. They questioned it, they took it on, and they soared to huge business success. And you can ask that same question of your business and your surroundings. Now, I want to talk about Green Mountain Coffee Roasters because they also did something different. They're a leader in specialty coffees. If you're ever in offices, you'll see those little cups that you put in and you can pick your flavor. That's Green Mountain Coffee. You can read their numbers. They grew leaps and bounds because they had great coffee, great machines, great technology, but they went beyond that. They also are a socially responsible company. They offset all of their greenhouse emissions. They only work with fair trade certified businesses, which means anybody they work with in foreign countries is guaranteed to not use child labor, inhumane, any kind of anything. Partners are well treated. Everybody shares fairly in profits. They donate a minimum of 5% of their net profits to social and environmental projects, and they give their employees 6 days a year paid to go work with local charities and groups. They have realized what we all need to realize. Profit is no longer the single measurement of business success. We have to blend profit with social responsibility and look at how they have grown. Those are 3 examples of zero gravity businesses. If you want to find more, go to my website, rebelbrown.com, and look at the Zero Gravity Business tab. You'll see it right there on the main page. So the takeaways, here's the takeaways. If you want to grow your business, being like everybody else isn't going to make you do it. Listening to what everybody else says and that you can't do it is not going to make you successful, all right? Look for value in everyday life and actions and doings. There are great ideas out there if you pay attention to your keepers of your truth, to your audiences. And we talk about that in lesson 5 about value. Let go of the way you've always done it, the way everybody's always thought about it, and ask, what if? Can I? What if I could do this? There's always a better way to do or think, and you can find it when you question yourself. So now, here are some exercises for lesson 4. I want you to go find an example of a company that's in your business area or something similar to yours that crashed and burned. And I want you to go ask yourself, why? Where was their gravity? What lessons can you learn? And then I want you to apply those to your business. See if you have that same gravity or similar types of gravity. Ask the questions we talked about in the last lesson. Learn from those who have failed. Now I want you to go find zero gravity businesses, people who have thought differently, found a new way, taken a different approach, and succeeded. I also want you to go outside of your business type. Go look at other businesses in different industries because they will have different ideas and different ways of looking at things than you do because of your gravity about how your markets and businesses run. Go find lessons for success and apply those and that thinking to your business. We learn from others. Go find others that can inspire you to your business